Minister, could I ask you please, can I draw your attention to the fact that circa €1.7 billion has been spent in the university sector and less than 1% has been delivered to the South East, which accounts for 10% of the student population in the past 20 years. Can I draw your attention to the fact too that the South East has suffered a pronounced decline in that period, and are you satisfied that capital allocations and the process of which are fully fair, transparent and equitable?
Deputy Minister.
I want to thank Deputy Shanahan for the question and acknowledge that we had a good meeting recently in relation to the South East, and we're due another one, and I haven't forgotten that either, Deputy. It is a priority for my department to support higher education institutions in their critical role as drivers of social and economic development in the regions. Within this overall context, the creation of technological universities does represent a radical reconfiguration of the higher education landscape, which will deliver significant benefits for regional development. That's their entire purpose, really. This will be achieved through a strong focus on industry linkages, higher education access and research-informed teaching and learning excellence. The Deputy has raised concerns specifically in relation to capital investment in the South East, which I would like to address. From 2008 to 2019, some €996 million has been provided in capital funding across the higher education sector, of which 4% was allocated to the South East region. Currently, there are 2 higher education institutions in the region, as the Deputy knows, Waterford Institute of Technology and IT Carlow, which together have formed the TU for the South East Consortium. This accounts for 7% of the national higher education student population. However, I presume the 10% figure of student population does relate to primary and secondary level, where there is 10% of our students in the country. It is clear, therefore, that many young people are currently leaving the South East region when they go on to higher education, which has knock-on impacts for the region's growth and for the region's development. This needs to be addressed, included by means of the greatly enhanced opportunities which technological university status will provide, and through absolutely increased capital investment, which will be required to support the realisation of these opportunities. I'm pleased to inform the Deputy that there are 2 major Exchequer-funded projects in the pipeline, which will significantly enhance higher education infrastructure in the South East and support the development of a new technological university. An engineering, ICT and teaching building is planned for the WIT campus, the largest of all the projects in the entire country under our higher education public-private partnership programme is going to Waterford, and a science and health building is planned for IT Carlow under the same programme. My department is also actively engaging with both institutions in relation to their future development plans, including expansion within the context of the planned technological university.
Deputy.
Thank you, Minister, and I acknowledge that we have met, and I look forward to meeting you again on the issue. As I said, almost 40% growth in the university sector over that 20-year period, and a lot of it financed by the European Bank to the national universities, which the technical institutes cannot avail of. But I would point out to you, you have mentioned capital structures to be built in Waterford. These are PPPs that have been bundled into a phase later in 2021 and will not be delivered probably before 2024, 2025. I can't see any fairness in that when other PPPs were expedited to be done before the end of this year, Minister, and that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at a lot of allocations, and I cannot observe a method or a process by which I can see transparency or, to be honest, understanding of how capital is allocated, and I think there's a fair degree of political patronage here, to be frank.
Minister.
Certainly not for me, Deputy Shanahan, though I think you'd be in favour of political patronage if it was to do with the South East, so there's a slight irony in that question. But my department is working with both Waterford IT and IT Carlow on a number of projects, including, as I've said, the engineering, computing and general teaching building in Waterford IT. It is the largest of the PPP bundle. It's the largest project within the PPP for the higher education sector in the entire country is going to Waterford. It will increase the capacity of the Waterford campus by 1,037 students, but that's not where my ambition for Waterford stops. I do very much recognise that there will be needs to expand the campus footprint within Waterford as well. I know you have an interest in that. As I've said, there's also the plan for the science and health building in IT Carlow. I think the Deputy does raise a fair point about why can't it happen quicker. I think that it is a fair point. My understanding is prospective tenderers for this bundle are currently being shortlisted. Construction is expected to begin in 2022, and perhaps if I get back in, I'll outline to you the process that needs to be followed.
Thank you, Chair. Minister, could I just remind you once again that WIT is the top performing institute of technology in the country, with 3 of the top performing gateways garnering the most EU research funding within the sector. So I think you can understand our frustration, and I would certainly welcome your political patronage to this issue, I can assure you, as with all of the people of the South East. I think most important is that at the end of this process that you're proposing, that we have a university of scale and a university fit for purpose, and it must rival the other regions. And to date, as I say, some of the funding allocations have appeared to go to areas that already have national universities. I'd remind you that we in the South East and in Waterford do not, and that this is our opportunity to have a fully functioning university of scale, and we will then be able to contribute to the national exchequer at the rate that we deserve and that we want to.
I'm absolutely determined to deliver a technological university for the South East, absolutely determined. I believe it is a key from an access to education point of view for Waterford, but also for the South East region. But I also believe it's a key driver of regional development and balanced regional development. I think it would be a game changer for the South East. As you know, I've made a number of appointments and decisions in relation to a project board for Tuesday. I've met the President of WIT, the President of IT Carlow. I want to, on the record of this House, commend both institutions. I acknowledge and echo your sentiments in relation to the excellent work in WIT and the excellent record of achievement that it has. I will tell you, just in relation to capital funding for Waterford Institute of Technology, it was €1 million in 2018, it was €1.4 million in 2019, it's €2.4 million this year. In relation to operational funding, it was €37.96 million in 2018, it was €40.91 million last year as well. So we're continuing to increase investment in Waterford in the South East, and together we will deliver the technological university, and I hope to receive an application for that by April of next year.
Thanks, Minister.